Today I'm going to be talking about Pliny the Younger. Pliny was born Gaius Caecilius Secundus in 61 or 62 AD in Como. He was adopted by his uncle Pliny when his father died. He took his uncle's name, becoming Pliny the Younger. He then studied rhetoric at the Asiatic school in Rome under Quintilian and Vicitis Sacrados. His legal career. He was a quaestor, he was a tribune of the plebs, and he was a praetor. And then in 98 AD, he was appointed minister of the treasury. In 100 AD, he brought an accusation against the proconsul of Asia, Marius Priscus, and then later that same year, he was appointed consul suffecus. In 111 AD, he was appointed governor of Bithynia by the Emperor Trajan, and then in 113 approximately, he died. His works include the Panegyricus, which is an enlarged version of Pliny's speech of thanks to the Emperor Trajan and the Senate when he was appointed consul in 100 AD. His works also include the Epistolatae, which are 10 books. The first 9 are letters written by Pliny, both private and official, between 97 and 108 AD. The 10th was probably published after his death and contains letters from when he was governor of Bithynia. The Panegyricus. In the 1st century AD, Panegyricus came to mean an encomium, a speech or piece of writing that praises someone or something highly of the monarch. Pliny's Panegyricus became the first of a series of panegyrices of various emperors. Pliny celebrates Trajan, who restored freedom of speech and thought after Domitian's Tiberius rule, though Pliny himself led a peaceful life under Domitian. Pliny expresses hope for collaboration between the emperor and the Senate, concord between the emperor and the aristocratic class, and political understanding and cultural integration between the aristocrats and the equestrian class. But Pliny's true relationship to Trajan was a little different. Though it has a hopeful tone, the Panegyricus shows concern for future wicked emperors like Domitian. Pliny ingeniously uses a teacher-like voice to show a level of control over the emperor, hidden between praises and courteousness. We see their true relationship in the 10th book of the Epistolatae, where Pliny was governor. Pliny was indecisive and wrote to Trajan about all of his problems, most notably including trials against Christians. So here is a section from the Epistolatae, book 10, 96, which was probably in late 111 AD. It is my regular custom, my lord, to refer to you all questions which have caused me doubt, for who can better guide my hesitant steps or instruct my ignorance? I have never attended hearings concerning Christians, so I am unaware what is usually punished or investigated and to what extent. They maintained, however, that all their guilt or error involved was that they were accustomed to assemble at dawn on a fixed day, to sing a hymn antiphonally to Christ as God, and to bind themselves by oath, not for the commission of some crime, but to avoid acts of theft, brigandage, and adultery, not to break their word, and not to hold money deposited from them when they were asked for it. When these rites were completed, it was their custom to depart, and then to assemble again to take food, which was, however, common and harmless. They had ceased, they said, to do this following my edict, by which, in accordance with your instructions, I had outlawed the existence of secret brotherhoods. The Epistolatae, the first 9 books of the Epistolatae were published by Pliny in groups, not chronologically, but likely to avoid monotony and altering between subjects. Pliny's letters were usually devoted to a single theme and were carefully written, as he wrote them with the intent to publish them. The letters are brief essays about Pliny's fashionable, intellectual, and civil life. He is not stingy with words of praise, and he wrote much praise for writers, poets, versifiers, and lecturers. But most of all, Pliny praises himself, as he was expressed as not having appreciators who were suitable or educated as he himself was. Pliny's style was similar to Cicero. He used clear phraseology, harmonious architecture, and recurring rhythmic schemes. Pliny, however, was not fond of Cicero's brevitas and was careful to avoid repetition. Pliny's style was also known for its ceremoniousness. It was very formal, but seemingly empty. Pliny's worldliness, wealth, and political life made him very privileged, and the most important people and events of the time are covered in Pliny's letters. He is most known for his coverage of the eruption of Mount Vesuvius. So this is a section from the Epistulae, book 7 and letter 16. This letter is to his friend Tacitus and is describing the eruption of Mount Vesuvius and his uncle Pliny's death. A cloud was issuing from some mountain which spectators from a distance could not identify. It was later established to have been Vesuvius. The pine tree, rather than any other, best describes its appearance and shape. My uncle, most learned man as he was, realized that this was important and should be investigated at close quarters. He ordered a fast-sailing ship to be made ready and gave me the option to accompany him if I so wished. I replied that I preferred to work at my books, and it chanced that he had given me an exercise to write. By now, ashes were falling on the ships, whiter and thicker the nearer they approached. Then pumice stones also descended, and stones which were black, charred, and spit by the fires. Suddenly, they were in shallow water, and the shoreline barred their way with debris from the mountain. My uncle hesitated momentarily, wondering whether to turn back, but then, as the steersman advised that course, he said to him, "Fortune favors the brave. Head for the villa of Pomponius." Conclusion. Pliny's effects on literature was that he, with Cicero, provided a model of letters which Europeans used for generations, and his panegyric gave them a model for addressing supreme political authority. And here are my works cited. Thank you.